Okay. Alright. I can't even get through his first freaking name, my God. Okay. Michael, it is impossible to try to put the love I have for you into words, but I'm going to try. Just over 7 years ago now, I began the longest summer fling of my life. I bet we've hit some kind of record. When the homecoming king and cutest boy in my high school asked me out on a coffee date, of course I gleefully accepted. Unfortunately, at the time I didn't like coffee, but I really thought this guy was cute, so I overlooked that part. He got me an iced macchiato and made sure to ask them to flip it. He looked at me and said, "Trust me, it's much better this way." As I gazed longingly into your eyes. Later in the evening, you didn't go in for a first kiss, but shocked me by asking me to dance in the middle of downtown Madison. You played music on your iPhone and slipped it in your front pocket, and we danced. From that moment forward, we began writing the movie script of our life. You shocked me every twist and turn, and as I learned more about you. From venturing out west and all over the globe, to becoming pet parents to 3 different animals, to obsessing over new board games during a pandemic, we've done quite a bit. As our lifelong trails become one today, I want you to know that I promise to climb with you to the peaks, and I promise to hold your hand through the valleys. I promise that each and every time you look over during this life together, I'll be there. I promise to put you up high on a pedestal every day, and I promise to get 80 when you can only get 20. I promise to always be a sounding board for your creative ideas. I promise to follow you around the world. I promise that from this day forward, I will not only be your best friend, your adventure buddy, your game partner, but your wife, and I don't take this title lightly. I could talk for another hour about many things to you, but I do promise one more thing. From that first day and up until my last day, I will always ask for my iced macchiatos to be flipped, and I will always say yes to a nighttime dance in the street. I love you.
Katerina, growing up, I truly believed I was learning more from movies than I was from math class. In an hour and a half, I learned funny jokes, how to talk to girls, and the right and wrongs of acting cool like James Bond. But there are a lot of times I would feel like I was outside looking in as the main character of my story acted out his part. But that was before you entered my life. When I sat down with you on Bascom Hill for the first time, with a broken ankle, when I sat down with you on Bascom Hill for the first time with a broken ankle and overpriced coffee.
Is that about the price?
It was a lot. I remember trying to slip back into that comfortable projector room I had built in my mind, where I could sit down and watch the show without truly having to be there. But maybe for the first time, I didn't want to. I wanted to be the star of the show. I wanted to be the guy who got to hold your hand, the guy who got to wake up every morning next to this incredibly smart and beautiful girl and ride things out until the credits roll. I want you to know that the feeling has never left, and I'm still the crazy 19-year-old who grabbed you by the arm on our first date with no way to walk and told you the room was empty and it was time to dance. So I do have a lot I want to promise you, but I think the only way I'm going to make it through this is by telling you that I will do everything I possibly can to be a husband you can be proud of. I vow to you that there are going to be so many adventures, and I promise that the vast majority of those will be phenomenal. But I can also promise we will crash more times than we will be able to count, and every time we'll fall together. It's easy for me to not be worried about what life has in store when I know I'll be weathering the storm with you by my side. You're my heart, my home, my lotus flower, my dream girl. I vow to pour every ounce of myself into you and be your steady rock when you need a handhold, just like I know you'd be there for me. So now, until the credits roll, I will love you forever.
You see, this is the part of the service where the officiant, or in this case officiants, typically delivers a wedding message, full of stories and advice that no one, especially the bride and groom, are going to remember. So instead, Katerina and Ethan have asked Nikki and I to use this time to share with all of story, the story of how they came together. And to prepare, Nikki interviewed Katerina and I, Ethan, and so the story we're about to share is a combination of their individual tellings. Now, those of you familiar with their story may think that it begins with Katerina noticing Ethan in high school and pining from him from afar. But actually, their story begins much earlier than that. In fact, their story begins in Ethan's 5th grade year when his teacher, Mrs. Frank, told him that her daughter, who was his age, thought he was cute. And Ethan responded by saying he wasn't interested because he sort of had this crush on this 4th grade girl named Katerina. And so he wasn't, as he told me, playing the field.
As it turned out, Ethan needed to take 8 or 9 years while he gathered the courage to ask Katerina out. They didn't really know each other in high school, although Katerina said that she often noticed Ethan. She would admire his soccer skills and note how cute she thought him to be. As fate would have it, though, they did end up in a couple of each other's high school memories, and as they later realized, photos. The first was when Ethan, while playing the field, went to homecoming with one of Katerina's friends, and they were in a group photo together. The second was when I suspect Ethan rigged the homecoming court so he could become king and then have to attend the ceremony the next year when Katerina would also be on the court, just so he could be in another picture near her.
After finishing high school and attending a year of college at UW-Madison, Ethan decided to take a year off to save money for a real film school, which happened to be a community college in Scottsdale, Arizona. So he got 3 jobs, an IT job at the UW, despite apparently having no background in IT, a job at the Country Inn Hotel, and of course, a rite of passage for many teenagers in McFarland, a job at Culver's. So right after he finished at the UW, which was the end of Katerina's senior year of high school, Ethan and some friends, a few of which are here today, attended the end-of-year cabaret show put on by the high school theater group. It was at this show, sitting in the front row with his friends, that Ethan noticed the cute girl emceeing the event. The same girl he had a crush on back in 5th grade. He noted her cuteness to his friends, and as good friends do, they encouraged him to ask her out.
I've known since 17, you and me are meant to be, and I can't say I understand. I just wanna hold your hand. I don't believe diamond rings guarantee us anything, but promises always true. If I can't be there with you, then I'll stay till my breath goes away. I will stay till my breath goes away. I'll stay. We didn't have to fight to find this love we now call yours and mine. Oh, this love is beautiful. Baby, you are beautiful, and I'll stay till my breath goes away. I will stay till my breath goes away.
Katerina and Ethan. They already have hands. Please join hands. Good work. You're ahead. And declare your intent to join together forever in marriage.
Ethan, do you take Katerina to be your lawfully wedded wife? Do you promise to support her completely and love her unconditionally so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Katerina, Do you take Ethan to be your lawfully wedded husband? Do you promise to support him completely and love him unconditionally so long as you both shall live?
I do. Jake, may your hand be raised. May these rings remind you always of the promises you have made to each other today in the presence of your family and friends. Ethan, this time you're first. Got it? Okay. Please repeat after me as you place the ring on Katerina's finger. Katerina, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
Katerina, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
Katerina, repeat after me. Ethan, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
And I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
Family and friends, by the power vested in me by the state of Wisconsin and the Church of Spiritual Humanism, I am pleased to pronounce Ethan and Katerina husband and wife. You may now kiss each other.
Till my breath goes away. I will stay till my breath goes away. I will stay till my breath goes away. I will stay till my breath goes away. I'll stay. Oh, I'll stay.
Been broken, beaten down, tasted dirt as I hit the ground. You were there through it all. How far you gonna go before you know what you should've known?